Daniel Davis Wood for At the Edge of the Solid World, Brio Books.
At the Edge of the Solid World begins with the story of a man and a woman who are expatriate Australians, and they lose a newborn child very early on after just one day of life. So although the book begins with this very limited story of two characters, it takes on a scope that goes back thousands of years, through the dispossession of the Celts to the Highland clearances of Scotland, the American Civil War, the Australian colonial project, the Balkan War, and Australia's current asylum regime. So the novel uses the story of the husband and wife as a starting point for something that is much, much bigger than their concerns. The inspiration for the book as a whole came from panic, came from crisis. I went through a difficult period and I didn't know if I would be able to write or publish another book ever. As I was writing it, I had to be completely uncompromising, really, that it had to have everything that I would want to see myself put into a book if I only had one more shot. This is a book that consciously goes to excesses, that consciously freezes its story to philosophize on things. This is a book that sometimes attacks its own readers. That's the kind of book that a book of really capacious, very different and unconventional possibilities that I would like to see more of. So I hope my book can kind of advance that within the sphere of Australian literature. When I'm writing, I do it longhand, and lots of it is just blanks, parts to insert, gaps, X's and things like that, where I can really figure out the musicality of the words first and the duration. And then after that is when the narrative information starts to come in. I see how that rhythm needs to be padded out with substance. The movement and the feeling and the sound comes first, and the story has to work within that architecture.